Okay, in today's wonderful film, we are going to do diffusion. Okay, so we're going to go through diffusion and all the little bits that you need to know. So diffusion, first of all, diffusion, spreading of particles here. And you see it coming out of the deodorant here. So why does the smell of the air freshener take so long to spread around the room? We're going to look through this and look at some answers. So diffusion is the net movement of molecules. So it's movement of molecules, and most of the time through the air, although it can happen in liquids as well. And it's from a movement from a high concentration to a low concentration. Okay, so if there's a low concentration of particles somewhere, high concentration, it's going to spread into the low concentration area. It's due to the random movement of molecules. Okay, and the difference in concentration of substance between the two areas is called the concentration gradient. So it's working through the concentration gradient and down the concentration gradient from the higher to the lower. Now, if that's the case, the bigger the difference between these two, the higher and the lower, so the bigger the difference, the steeper the concentration gradient and the faster the molecules of the substance will diffuse, the faster they'll spread. And we're going to show you that in a video now. So, here is your video. And you can see there's the high concentration, here's the low concentration of the red particles. And you can see they're spreading around and start to spread around through this random mixture here. So it's a random movement, sorry. And this random movement eventually gets all the red particles spread all the way throughout. And you can imagine if your nose was right down here, it would start to smell these red particles as they got further down. You can see it's quite slow because there's only a few particles, and this is a normal temperature. We'll talk about temperature slightly later. Now, let's look at diffusion in a coffee. So here you have your water molecules, and that is the blue ones, and you can see the coffee particles right here. They're highly concentrated, these coffee particles, and they enter the cup of hot water. Now, this is what's happening in liquid, and again, what we had before is gas, but it could be liquid, just the particles, if it's liquid, the particles are closer together. Now, if we look here, we see it spreading. See it's starting to spread. This high concentration is spreading out, and you're getting this diffusion in the coffee. And they spread out between the water molecules, and then eventually they're spread out all the way through, and you now have a beautiful cup of coffee to drink. And they're in a lower concentration than they started with. So high concentration here, but now they're spread over a big volume. Okay? Now, the factors affecting the rate of diffusion. What factors will affect the rate of diffusion? First of all, concentration difference. The bigger the difference between what you are diffusing and what you're diffusing into, okay, will make that rate of diffusion higher. And if we put it in green, remember, it's an important thing to put in a question and as an answer. The bigger the difference, the faster the rate of diffusion. Now, what factors will affect the rate of diffusion? Let's look at another one, this time temperature. So we're going to show you this in a second as well. Particles move due to the kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy associated with them makes them move. As the temperature increases, the kinetic energy with each particle also increases, and they move faster. So instead of just going like that, they'll go really quick. So they'll go really quick, okay? And as they go really quick, we're going to show you in the next part. So let's have a look at the next part. And this one, we speeded up because we heated it up. So you'll see it start any second, okay? And as this happens, see how quick it's going now. All the particles are going really, really quick. And look at the rate of diffusion. It's so quick, it got down to there within seconds. The last one took absolutely ages. That's because the particles are going faster. More kinetic energy. Remember, all the green bits are the bits you need to put in the exam, okay? So, kinetic energy goes up, and you get this rate of diffusion, which is much higher. Okay, and that's also why if you put some sugar into a hot cup of coffee, it will dissolve really, really quickly and spread. If you put it into a cold cup of coffee, it's going to take ages.